Canadian businesses investing in improved user experience in 2024 have seen an increase of 32% in customer satisfaction.
UI is more of like an interface when you look at it, the color and other aspects to it. And the UX aspect is the experience.
As we discuss the transformative power of UX, it's clear that adapting to digital demands is not just about technology. It's about how easily users can navigate and feel empowered by it.
Key trend we are seeing in the market is what we call a design system, which is more about bringing standardization across your application and an ability to deliver faster for your tech team.
Today, we are exploring the UI UX design world and its transformative impact on small and medium enterprises. We will also explore how customer centric design can drive business success. Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. I'm your host, SK, and we have a special guest today who knows his space inside out, Vinit Mahendru, the Director of Client Relations at Idea Theorem. Stay tuned as we unpack valuable insights and actionable strategies that can elevate your business through the power of UI UX design. Let's dive right in.
Good morning, Vinit. It's great to have you join us today on the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
We are absolutely delighted to host you and dive deep into the evolving landscape of UI and UX exchange. Let's get started and unpack the secrets behind effective and impactful design in today's digital world. Building trust and loyalty through effective UI UX design is crucial for any business today. Could you explain how Idea Theorem approaches UI UX design to enhance customer loyalty?
Yeah. So I think that's a common question that we come across, and a lot of the organizations are looking for solutions to enhance the customer loyalty. And the focus that we encourage a lot of our clients to focus on is get more engaged with their end user. And where we have a process called empathy phase. And the empathy phase is all about making sure that we are able to capture user feedback. And so one of the aspects would be like using focus groups. It can be user interviews as a way to gather insights. Another aspect would be your business team members have also great insights. So ensuring like having quick interviews across to capture that data.
For getting their feedback.
Getting their feedback. Okay. And then also the last one would be making sure you have the data analytics in place. So you're able to capture all these three forms of information and then kind of put together the persona and the journey map to be able to kind of identify where are the gaps and then identify where the loyalty aspect can be added in there from a UX perspective.
Okay. And can you share a specific instance, where your design strategy significantly improved a client's business outcomes?
Absolutely. So I think what we've realized, and this is a very relevant example where they have a product which is an app which is used for paying rent for renters. And they came to us to kind of redesign the product. So that was the core functionality. So that's what we worked towards enhancing it. But then as we kind of did more research and talked to their end customer, we kind of realized one of the key critical aspect that they require is service request. So let's say your fridge is broken down. Then you need to go and put in the request. So that is an added feature we were able to understand that can be added, which can make the experience of and the value of the app much more valuable to the renter and also streamline the process. So by having those understandings, we were able to kind of enhance the experience as well as impact the customer loyalty as well.
Okay. And Vinit, in simple terms, can you define UI and UX design to our listeners?
Yeah, simple terms, I would say that I think the UI is more of like an interface when you look at it, the color and other aspects to it. And the UX aspect is the experience. So it's something that's unseen, but like when you get money paid, like that's an experience that you have, and how simple was that? And that's what the UX aspect is there, which is a little bit unseen, but it adds a lot of value to the end customers.
Let's take a moment to absorb the significance of building trust through thoughtful design. Vinit highlighted how transparent and user-centric design fosters deeper customer loyalty. I'm curious, how does your business use design to build trust? Feel free to share your stories with us.
Let's discuss about the UX and digital transformation. Digital transformation is more than just a buzzword. It's a strategy, a strategic necessity in today's business world. Why is UX pivotal in driving digital transformation for small to medium enterprises?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've realized is that with UX becomes almost like an afterthought for small and medium enterprises. And the predominantly, we understand that is mainly from a budget perspective because they're so focused on getting this functionality in there. It's not really like a focus or that they would want to spend effort and time because they're so focused on getting the basic functionality working. And one of the challenges with that is because the end customer is so used to working with the top tech products. So, like Spotify, that's what the experience they're used to. And when they get experience to your business's applications, they would struggle because if you have not invested in UX. And that is something that we encourage a lot of the customers. And it is challenging from a budget perspective, but that's something, even if they put initial some effort or thought in there, that can have a significant impact. And the major impact that we see is more on the UX as a differentiating factor for your business. So it can actually make a huge difference in segregating yourself from the competition and completely like look at your improve your overall brand experience. That's how UX can have a significant impact.
Right. And Vinit, how does Idea Theorem integrate emerging technologies into your UX strategies?
So I would say that emerging technology now in the market is predominantly AI is where we are seeing a lot of push and opportunities of improvement. So where we see AI come into the play is four areas, I would say. One would be a chatbot on a front facing experience for the end customer, and that's much more streamlined, much more automated, much more personalized. Second, if you're a medium enterprise and you have customer service representatives and they have to access knowledge base when they have to respond back to your customers, then they can upload all the knowledge base data into the system and have that chat for the CSRs to get information quickly. And the third, which is very unique and very, very good aspect that's coming out in the market, so which is a very specialized use of AI that kind of comes into the play is, let's say if you are having a tourism business, for example, right? And now in the tourism business, one of the key aspect if you're running a tourism business is itinerary planning for a tourist. So now you can have this chatbot if you're running that business, have that chatbot there which can plan and schedule the itinerary for the end customers
Powered by generative AI.
by generative AI. And it's a very simple and people make it sound very complex, but it is a pretty straightforward and which can be a very added value to the small and medium enterprises. And the last use case might not apply that directly, is more on enhancing their application by predictive analytics and other aspects, but that's more mainly from a larger enterprise, I would say.
Okay, thank you for sharing your insights on this. Vinit, recent findings shows that Canadian businesses investing in improved user experience in 2024 have seen, an increase of 32% in customer satisfaction and a 30% rise in conversion rates. Understanding UX designs is, I believe, pivotal role in, in business success and engagement. Vinit, with these impressive stats, how do you see UX evolving in the coming years, and what emerging trends do you think will shape its future?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one of the key trend we are seeing in the market is what we call a design system, which is more about bringing standardization across your application and an ability to deliver faster for your tech team. So building that design system is a fundamental piece, making sure that whatever app or product you're building is set up for success. So in the future, you are having less challenges. Second thing that which is common for us is having unanimous experience whichever device you're using. And for that, one of the tech that we use is PWA, Progressive Web App. So you want to maintain a same code base, whether you're doing on mobile, whether you're doing on desktop, it doesn't really matter. And secondly, you need to be able to deliver, and there is less challenges because when you're doing enhancements, it's just one code base. So having that simplicity of those aspects makes life really easy to maintain the application and also ensure that we are able to have that good experience, whether you have one product or multiple product as well.
Okay. I think it's clear that thoughtful UX is at the heart of effective digital transformation.
As we discuss the transformative power of UX, it's clear that adapting to digital demands is not just about technology. It's about how easily users can navigate and feel empowered by it. How is your business adapting to these changes? And what role does UX play in your digital transformation efforts?
Now, moving on, let's discuss the importance of mobile first design. The shift towards mobile first design reflects the evolving consumer behavior towards mobile use. What makes mobile first design critical for SMEs today?
So I think mobile first is become almost like an essential. It's no more like good to have and that aspect, because majority of the traffic, as you know, is comes from mobile, and that's your initial. What we have read from our research is even your first point of contact lands up being mobile, and then you go back to your desktop and do a little bit more research.
And the
other
average time
aspects.
spent on mobile, it's increasing day by day, right? for the
Correct,
user.
correct. It's increasing day by day, and I think going back, you should look at it as not just mobile but whole application or a site as a whole. And I think PWA, as I said, is a very good example as a way to kind of have a consistent experience throughout. Because in when you're building for mobile, the experience has to be built a little bit differently. For example, the content doesn't have to be too much same content as desktop. The scrolling as well has to be very limited. It doesn't have to be forever scrolling. So you need to keep those fundamental pieces in mind, and to ensure you have a great experience on the mobile aspect, because that may be your first point of contact with your customer.
Right. And following on that, could you highlight how adopting a mobile first approach has benefited one of your clients?
Yeah, so I think I would say that a specific example that comes to my mind is one of our healthcare clientele. So they were having a lot of challenges because they had a web desktop application, then they had an iOS application, then they had an Android application. And they were running with that for past 6 years and maintaining that and having challenges from talent perspective, skill set perspective, and that aspect. So when we came to them, we kind of said first thing we would do is we want to have unanimous experience throughout the product. So we built, as I said, on a PWA progressive web app as a way to kind of ensure that the experience throughout is common, and then we kind of help build the design system, which is what we call like building blocks of design, to ensure that whenever they're adding new functionality, buttons, other aspects, it's very easy and streamlined.
Okay. I think this example perfectly illustrates the necessity and effectiveness of mobile first design in today's digital economy.
Considering the shift towards mobile first strategies, reflecting on how our businesses cater to the on the go user is very crucial. After hearing about the impact of mobile first design, how are you ensuring that your services are available and optimized for mobile devices? Let's connect and share insights on embracing mobile first methodologies. So far, we have discussed the importance of UI UX design for customer loyalty, the role of UX in digital transformation, and the critical nature of mobile first design for SMEs. We have had some great insights, but let's take a short break. Stay tuned, we have much more to explore when we return.
You dreamt big. You made the leap. You and your "we're not stopping at small" business. Doesn't matter you've never done it before. You unlock those problems. You adapt to change. You learn to evolve. You're pioneers in challenging times, finding your own frontiers. Wherever you e-commerce, UPS is with you. So nothing is going to hold you back.
Nope.
Constant Contact delivers the marketing tools your small business needs to keep up, excel, and grow. Constant Contact, helping the small stand tall.
Welcome back, everyone. Before the break, we covered much ground on the UI UX design and its impact on business success. Let's focus on the experiences and insights gained from working across various industries and learning from a diverse client base.
Now let's discuss learning from it. Diverse client base.
Yeah.
Idea Theorem has a diverse client portfolio,
Yeah.
which must offer unique opportunities and challenges.
Yeah.
How has working across various industries helped Idea Theorem grow up and adapt?
So I would say for Idea Theorem, like with the three major verticals that we continue to focus is financial, healthcare, and government and non-profits. And each of these verticals have different data governance structure, different accessibility practices that we need to keep in mind, and different processes that we need to ensure that we are kept in mind. One such thing that I would really highlight is whenever an IT VP or IT director wants to kind of push towards getting a new application into the business, they focus a lot on the nice shiny IT application, but along with that, implementing that application, there's a process improvement that needs to be kept in mind, because that's equally important to ensure the successful implementation of any IT project. So just I would say, just to ensure that understand your processes and make sure that along with an updating of your application, the processes are kept in mind as well.
Okay. And Vinit, like, what is one of the most unexpected lessons you have learned from working with such a varied, clientele?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say lesson, but I think something, as I said earlier in the response I had provided, is more on updating the process, because I feel that sometimes get left behind, because you have this new shiny Salesforce, new shiny Dynamics, Microsoft Dynamics that you want to put into your system, and you're so focused on getting that system, but at the same time your team members are used to the old process. So them adopting and updating the process is equally important as getting your new application in place.
Equally important, and sometimes it's difficult.
It's difficult. And again, as you work with different industries, because like if you work in healthcare, there are different healthcare protocols you might have to update, which has its own challenges. If you have government, then you work with even policies, that sometimes that the policies need to be updated. Right. And that creates challenges, but at the same time, that's what we are good at to supporting our clientele.
Right. I think that robust diversity clearly fosters a robust adaptability, enriching both your team's experience and your client's outcomes. Now let's discuss about adapting to user expectations. That is very, very important. Yeah. Adapting to user needs and expectations is key to any successful UI or UX design. How do you stay ahead of rapidly changing user expectations in UI and UX design?
Yeah, I think the critical aspect for us is, because clients look at us to ensure that we can provide the right experience and new technologies and provide support on that. So for us, one of the key aspects is we attend conferences as much as possible. Next week I'll be in Ottawa with the AI conference. So again, that's a critical piece for capturing new and upcoming aspect. And again, we have partners. So where we have our technology partners, which kind of keep us up to date whenever new product that they're releasing, they kind of reach out to us and let us know that, here's what's coming up, and we are aware of it. And the third and the most important thing is, one is by just learning from knowledge base, but what we learn is we also have internal projects. So a new technology comes in. So when AI came in, we were running internal projects, ensuring that, we are able to apply it and kind of adopt it and learn along the way. So when the time came for our clients to kind of engage with us, we had already tested it out, we knew how it worked and other aspects. So that's how we are able to keep up with the latest tech.
Okay. And what role does customer feedback play in, iterating design at Idea Theorem?
So I think customer feedback is the key piece for us, and I would encourage all the SMEs to either quarterly or even yearly get some feedback from their end customers. And there are methodologies that they can quickly apply, which is called usability testing. And this is a way where you can capture in an organized manner and in a comfort setting from the end user, and they are comfortable sharing that feedback about your product or service. And that is a critical piece to ensure that your experience stays relevant. You are able to capture key insights and key pain points for the customer, and definitely take a step further. If the time is availability and the budget is present, then build the right customer journey for your end customers, and that will definitely ensure that you'll be able to find those pain points and iterate and get better your product.
Yeah, as you rightly said, we need building in as strategic and well drafted customer journey is very very important, because a customer will experience like at every touch point,
Yeah.
so Vinith, could you share one piece of advice for small businesses, like who are looking to improve their UI UX design?
Absolutely. I would say I can share three. And this would be one would be more on, as I said previously, is more the user feedback. So try to get as much as possible quarterly. I know it's challenging with a small business, but at the same time, quarterly or even once a year would be a good opportunity to gather feedback and improve. Second, I think invest on the mobile first approach. So wherever possible, whatever product service that you have, ensure that it's easy for your customers to leverage and access your service through mobile. And make sure that, and the last and the most important thing, put UX not as an afterthought but at the initial phases. It may be challenging to kind of convince yourself or your business stakeholders to take that step forward, but it is going to pay out in the long run.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add for our listeners, Vinith?
No, I think I think it's been great, and I hope the UX, we're able to spread a better word towards the UX and improve our Canadian small and medium enterprises user experience.
And also, how can our listeners get connected with you or with your organization who want to learn more about UI and UX design?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are at Idea Theorem. We are a Toronto-based company, and you can reach out to us www.ideatheorem.com. And you can also connect with me as well, Vinit Mahendru. I am the Director of Client Relations at Idea Theorem.
Thank you so much, Vinit, for joining us today and sharing your profound insights on transformative power of UI and UX design. It was a great pleasure hosting you today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Customer-centric design is essential for building trust and enhancing user engagement. Vinit's insight and Idea Theorem success stories highlight the impact of tailored solutions on business growth. Thanks to our exclusive partners RBC, UPS, Zero, Constant Contact, and IHG for their unwavering support. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe to Canadian SME Small Business Magazine at CanadianSME.ca for more resources. Check out all our episodes at smbpodcast.ca. You can listen to us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Google Podcast. Tune in while walking or working to gain valuable business strategy tips. Please like, comment, and share your thoughts to help us improve. Thank you for tuning in.